how creators make very calming, cozy, relaxing videos when they decorate for fall or autumn or Halloween, because it's always chaotic for me. Am I doing it wrong? Maybe. Hi. If you're new here, my name is Caitlin and I do a lot of fun lifestyle content and other things like this. If you're not new here, you may notice a name change on my channel. I am now Caitlin the Curious, and I hope you're along for the ride. We are now living in the countryside in a 1940s and 1950s farmhouse. So that means that there is a whole new space to decorate for Halloween, and I am so excited. Now, you might notice that this room in particular is what I like to call a disaster. This is our storage room. It's one of the 4 bedrooms in the house, and this is currently where we keep all of our stuff. And right here is where all of the Halloween decorations are located, and they actually take up the most room in the storage room. Let's get started. I'm already sweating because of this winter hat, so I'm gonna have to find that witch's hat soon or else I'm in big trouble. But I just wanted to go over the plan before we actually start taking things out of boxes, because this house has a lot more surfaces. It's a smaller house than we used to live in, but there are more ledges, more windows, just more places to put like little Halloween trinkets. So that I think is going to be a very fun challenge. I'm gonna decorate these bookshelves back here and basically everything else in the house. So when I first decorated this house, when we first moved in, I really leaned into the English country cottage aesthetic. So everything is quite pastel, it's very floral, it's very summery and happy, and I love my pastels. It's kind of hard to see them go away for one season, but it is one season. So I'm going to really embrace Halloween this year because I haven't been able to decorate very much in previous years recently, so I'm excited to get started. I like to lay everything out on the floor, sort of Marie Kondo style, so I know what I have, but also it gets very overwhelming. So we're gonna try to do this really quick. Aha! I found it! See if this is any cooler than the pumpkin toque, but the thing I'm noticing though is that I can't really see. This might not be practical. Oh. Okay, that could be something. Can you tell by my face I got immediately too hot in that sweatshirt? So I think the first thing I'm going to do is set up the bookshelves. There's a lot of different ways to do this, but what I like to do is essentially just treat each shelf as its own little vignette. So each shelf should really tell a cute little Halloween story. So I'll be removing a lot of the little knickknacks and more pastel floral books on the shelves, and then replacing them with some moodier, spookier Halloween ones and decor. So let's get to it. As I'm sure you've already noticed, I'm not much of a beige or trendy Halloween type of person. I really love classic orange and black and blood reds and Frankenstein greens. And I get a lot of my decorations either from the dollar store years and years ago. I inherited Halloween decorations from when I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s. And there's an occasional Michael's find, but for the most part, a lot of these things have been thrifted over time from places like
Value Village, Goodwill, independent thrift stores, garage sales. I even painted this painting myself, and there's a few DIYs here and there. So I really like to have a pretty eclectic mix of decorations for Halloween. I'm not really someone who has a cohesive theme a lot of the time, but I think that's what makes Halloween so great. It should be eclectic, and it should be wacky and zany and to your own personal taste. I think Halloween and Christmas are two of the times in life where you can afford to get really, really tacky with your decor, because that's why it's fun. Books are a real staple of my design style any time of year, but particularly around Halloween, it's really fun to decorate with vintage copies of Stephen King novels, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, folk tales, Goosebumps, Nancy Drew, and whatever pumpkin picture books I can pick up at a thrift store. I think it's really important just to layer with books and design, because it makes everything a little bit more elevated and interesting to look at. And in particular, that layering is something that I enjoy most. So I layer lights with decor pieces. You'll see a lot of banners in the design that I do. I really like bunting and different crafty items just sort of strewn about a surface. It's just really fun to play with layers. It never has to be just one thing on a shelf, and I think that's what I enjoy so much about design. You really just get to start with a blank canvas and then just play around until it feels right. It's important to include a lot of different levels too, so as long as everything's not just on the exact same level and you've got some variation in height and texture, no matter what you do, Halloween decorations will look great. For the rest of the house, I think it's just fun to create little pops of Halloween everywhere. So I've got a few Halloween pillows, which I add to the couch, and some chairs. I always swap out my coasters every year for this more Halloween-y pumpkin bicycle set. This year, I even made this very cursed monster vase, and I decided to use that as a toothbrush holder instead of our regular one for the season. So it's all these little tiny spots, even the ledge on a kitchen counter, that you can really make Halloween-y without having to go completely over the top. Now, I like going really over the top, but it's not for everyone. And honestly, I don't always have a lot of time to take all of this stuff down on November 1st. So I try to keep it as pared down as possible, but sometimes you really just can't help hanging up some boo bunting on your kitchen window.
Okay, I've got headphones on because I was listening to music because I needed to power through. I'm getting very tired. It's been all afternoon. I've been trying to decorate. I am replacing Lucy the cat's bed that she never sleeps in with this kind of scratch post material, little haunted house. And from the very first year I bought it, I did not know how to put it together. And that remains true to this day. So I'm gonna have a crack at it now and just see what I can do, because it kind of folds up this way. See that? The problem with this house is not the outside, it's the roof. There doesn't seem to be a way for the roof to actually stick on. So I'm gonna give it a try though. I'm hoping, since it's been a while since I set this up, maybe it'll just magically work, and I'll wonder why I got frustrated with it in the first place. Okay. Oh. Oh, do we like it? Excellent. What are you most excited for this Halloween? Is it decorating? Is it holiday baking? Is it creating your own Halloween village? Do you have movie traditions that you do with your family? Do you go on autumn hikes with apple cider? Let me know in the comments. I'm starting to make a few more videos for this channel whenever I have time, so if there's any other topic that you're interested in seeing, let me know that in the comments too. See you next time, and happy Halloween.